what's up YouTube, man? It's your boy Action Jackson, man. In today's video, I'm bringing you guys another mock draft that I'm doing again. You guys did a really great job of boosting up my first video of the mock draft that I did. You guys got that to almost 1.7 views, 1.7 thousand views, so far this time of this recording. So I appreciate if you guys can boost this one up again. And this will be my second mock draft. And again, I'm going over the first two rounds of the first round and the second round. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment your thoughts on the video, who you would have taken at 26 and the second overall, in the second pick in the second round or whatever. So before I hop into the video, again, like, subscribe if you're new, comment your thoughts, and then of course, share the video. That helps me out tremendously out with this channel and everything like that. So before I hop into the video, I want to congratulate Dak Prescott on winning Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Also for the Hall of Fame inductees for the Dallas Cowboys for DeMarcus Ware and Chuck Howley. So I really wish that Darren Woodson would definitely got into the Hall of Fame. He definitely deserves it, and he should definitely get in next year. So that's about it for that talk. But hopping straight into it, man. As you guys see on the screen, of course, I did another mock draft again. And who I selected with the first pick overall, 26th, was Joey Porter Jr., man. And I was really excited the way this board fell in this mock draft. And this is another pick to where I see the Dallas Cowboys were given the selections that were there. Of course, like Joey Porter was there. Then you also had, Osiris Torrance that I picked in my first mock draft. Then, those were like the only player. That was like the second player that I liked that was intriguing on the board that I had a first round grade on that I would have taken into the first round. So, Joey Porter Jr., the reason why I'm high on him, other than what's on the field, first I'm going to discuss on the field, then I'm going to discuss off the field. So, on the field, he's a 6'2", 198-pound corner. Of course, once you get into these NFL rooms, you get to that off-season peanut butter, he'll probably bulk up to like 205, 210. He's going to be a nice physical corner. So going to that, he's a nice physical corner. He has length on him, 6'2". Dan Quinn loves his long, lanky corners. He loves building a basketball team. So if he can have anybody above 6'1", anywhere on his football team, but specifically in his secondary, he will definitely want you. Joey Porter is definitely somebody who is used to these moments. He's not as afraid to play in the big lights, especially with him playing at Penn State. Then his father being Joey Porter Sr., of course, played for the great pass rusher for the Pittsburgh Steelers and also played for the Miami Dolphins as well. A really great professional on and off the field. That's what I'm about to go into, other than what I really love about Joey Porter. But on the field, what he did so far in 2022, he had 21 solo tackles. He didn't force any fumbles, didn't have any picks, but nobody's really throwing his way because of his length and how well he can play in coverage. Just the only thing that knocks him in his coverage is that he's a little grabby, and when you have that star on your helmet, not only it carries all that negative, tension from other fan bases and everything like that, but also with these zebras, man, he definitely has to get better in his hand placement when guarding these DBs. But like I said, Dallas Cowboys do a really great job of developing these prospects. So I'm not really too concerned with that, especially when you bring in a guy like Joey Porter. But the reason why I really love this pick is because off the field, I'm really keen on guys who've had mentors, great mentors that played in the NFL. So if you just go down just recently, we're just looking just in the past year or two, Pat Surtain, his dad played in the NFL. He was a really great corner. And look at his son, Pat Surtain, the second. He's really great in the NFL. He's easily a top 5, top 10 corner. And his dad was really great back in the day when he played for the Miami Dolphins. Then you also want to include in another great corner. Asante Samuel Sr. was really great with the Patriots. And then you look at his son, he's really great as well. He had 3-4 interceptions in his first playoff game ever, setting a playoff record. Wasn't his fault tremendously that they lost and, they blew that 27-point lead. But That's just, that's just right there. But what other more examples do you need? Just, and I'm talking, and I'm, in the same realm talking about with corners. Joey Porter case is different. His dad was a pass rusher, but when he goes out on that field, he has that tenacity like how his father had. He's not afraid to stick his nose in the run game, which is something that we also have with Deron Bland, who's also not scared. So just having Joey Porter paired up with Trayvon Diggs, then a Deron Bland, and then you have that safety room of a Jaron Curse. Then hopefully you can resign Donovan Wilson, plus pair him up with Malik Hooker over the top. That's definitely going to be something that is going to be really nice for the secondary that I would love. And it will be really a no-fly zone. You add Joey Porter to this program. Also, and then especially, like I said, the pedigree that he has with his father being, such a great player, and Joey Jr. growing up in that environment, and him seeing a lot of pros and everything like that. So, and he also experienced his father once, win a Super Bowl. So he knows what it takes to win, and where, what his preparation needs to be to go and be a great player, and ultimately playing the big game. So that's the first pick that was selected, and I would love Dallas Cowboys will go BPA in this situation. They would pick a Joey Porter Jr. Now, my second pick that I put up was Rashee Rice, man. If I can later when I go back and I edit this video, I'm going to pull up the picture when he was working out with Dak Prescott at SMU. So first off, going in with Rashee Rice, man, he's a 6'2" wide receiver, 203, and he is from Texas, man. Like, this is definitely somebody that I can see being a Dallas Cowboy. He played in the backyard with SMU. Dallas Cowboys loves picking up people in their backyard. You have Tulsa, that's just, a little city in Oklahoma, but we look at a bunch of prospects within that Texas area. So Oklahoma, within Texas itself, with the Longhorns, TCU, Texas Tech, any of those Texas schools, Oklahoma, anything, those neighboring cities, states next to Texas, Dallas Cowboys always looking at their players. He played all 4 years at SMU. You look at his freshman year in 2019, he had 403 yards. His sophomore year, 683 yards, so he gained 280 yards off that, plus had, more touchdowns, everything of that nature. Junior year, 670. Then his senior year, he broke out with 1,355 yards, which was third in college football. He ranked fifth upon receptions with 96. He had 10 touchdowns, which was tied 12th, and he averaged 14.1 yards, which led up to 145th in the nation again. He's 6'2", like I said. He's a route running man. He's a route running guy who can definitely gain separation. He's definitely a person who can. He's a great rack guy for some people who may not know what rack is. That is run after catch, and if he's able to get the ball in that hands, he's going to definitely get some. He's definitely going to get something to shake, man. He's definitely going to get a lot of yards, touchdowns, make life easier for Dak Prescott. And like I said, he's definitely somebody that you can put anywhere along this wide receiver core. You can place him in the slot. You can place him on the outside. This can definitely be somebody that you can possibly look to replace with a Michael Gallup if Michael Gallup does not ever recover from his ACL. If he doesn't look like that player that we signed the extension for, or who he was before we gave that big extension to, then this is definitely going to be a replacement along with Jalen Tolbert, like I mentioned before. Jalen Tolbert's development is really going to be key for this wide receiver core, how it looks moving forward. Also, with Rashee Rice, if you bring him in, he's definitely somebody that, with the right programming, he gets in the system, especially with this West Coast system that is intelligent and keys on, that heavily relies on rack ability, yak ability, yards after catch, run after the catch. It relies on all that playmaking. So Rashee Rice is a playmaker. He's definitely somebody who loves to attack the ball while it's in the air. He's not a body catcher, pure hands. Like I said, great route runner. That's something that Dak Prescott loves. If Dak Prescott can count on you to be in a certain place at a certain time, within a certain moment within a game, Dak Prescott, you're going to really grow fond of Dak Prescott and Dak Prescott already working out with you in the summer. That's going to be one for in favor that he is available in the second round. The Dallas Cowboys would love to pick up. Also, Dak Prescott also had a part to play in with Jalen Tolbert. So that's why I can also see Jalen Tolbert getting an increased role also in the offseason. So and just to go over the two first picks, of course, Joey Porter. I love that. And I love that selection that I made myself within the mock draft. That definitely is somebody that's going to be really, really great for the Dallas Cowboys. Somebody who is professional on and off the field. He knows what the moment is. He knows how to be a pro because he's had a lot of great mentors in his life, especially being his dad. His dad being Joey Porter, and a great pass rusher, great defensive player within his own right, and passing his genes down to his son, which would be amazing. Then you got Rashee Rice, a 6'2" receiver. Both tall guys. Both guys, the Cowboys, they love height. They don't really love the short kings out there, man. So they really love their height out there, which I don't blame them. So you got a 6'2" receiver in Rashee Rice. Like I said, he has great rack ability, which is run after catch, great route runner, and somebody who definitely got better as the years came on with him playing at SMU. So he definitely is somebody that is great at getting coached, because you can obviously tell within his stats that once he got better coaching, he got more involved into a certain system, he was able to get better throughout the years. So both these guys, and all the kids coming out are great professionals and everything like that. But I would love these two, especially with Dallas Cowboys. You got Rashee Rice coming out of, again, like I said, coming out the backyard, playing at SMU. Then you got Joey Porter, like I said, who had that great mentor from his dad and being around NFL locker rooms almost his entire life. So, those are my two selections. Like I said, of course, comment your guys' selections on who you guys would have selected in the first round. Like the video if you made it this far. Subscribe if you're new, because I'm going to come out with more mock draft and everything like that. And share my video with anyone who you think might enjoy my content. And before we head out, and there's one thing I wanted to touch on real quick was, if the Dallas Cowboys make certain moves in free agency, I understand they don't like making a lot of moves, and I understand that with this organization, because patterns can tell you a lot about a person and a lot about anything in life, but especially organizations and the way people move is through patterns. Dallas Cowboys, they don't like spending a lot of money in free agency. All I'm asking them to do is go a little bit outside of what they do. They already like to resign their own. Go out and go get you something and can fill some of your loose ends of needs that you have on this team. Your needs coming in to the season, or going, before we head into fall, is receiver, defensive line, if you can get a nice edge, a nice D tackle, linebacker, and cornerback 2, and offensive line. If you can go out and free agency and go get a guy like Daron Payne and resign some of your own, which are already dedicated, that you're going to go do. So if you can resign a Jonathan Hankins, a Carlos Watkins, you somehow resign Donovan Wilson, which you can definitely work with the salary cap. You also go out there, you go sign LVE, and then you just go outside of signing your own, sign a couple of players. I'm not saying go crazy, and after you cut ties with Ezekiel Elliott, you restructure contracts like Dak Prescott and whoever else's contract you want to restructure, probably like another, again, like a Zach Martin. If you can restructure those deals, gain more cap space, then go sign a guy like a Daron Payne, like I said, who will be really pivotal into this defensive group. Then you also, if you can go get a nice receiver like an Allen Lazard, a DJ Chark, a Juju Smith-Schuster, any of those guys that you can possibly bring in, Odell Beckham Jr., somebody you already, somebody who you already gave him the tour of Dallas already when he was already on one leg. So why not just bring him in for another cup of coffee and see what he can bring for you? Again, guy who's used to the moment. He played in the Big Lights before, in the Big Apple. He played in the Super Bowl before. He easily would have gotten Super Bowl MVP if he didn't go down. So bringing guys like that, but most importantly, if you do your homework, the exam is the NFL season. So if you do in free agency, in the draft, your homework, but most importantly, if you do your homework, man, you'll do great on any exam and any test. So the homework for the Dallas Cowboys is not only they already do well in drafting these prospects, but if you just do free agency, just a little bit in free agency, it makes your draft a lot easier because you don't have to force and you have to press. Because if you clear up certain needs in free agency, guess what? You can go BPA with any pick that you want. You know, you don't necessarily have to pick in your top three needs like wide receiver, offensive line, D line. If you somehow get another receiver, you can draft a receiver late. If you draft a night, if you sign Deron Payne, you don't have to worry about interior of the defensive line until later in the draft. DN, if you sign a nice DN like a Jadeveon Clowney, you don't have to worry about edge until later in the draft, so on and so forth. So most importantly, Dallas Cowboys need to focus on free agency, so that's why they don't have to press on the draft, and that's where you get picks like a Kelvin Joseph. That's where you get picks like a Taco Charlton. You know, those picks don't work out because the Dallas Cowboys don't do their homework, their necessary homework in free agency. They end up pressing it all the time in the draft. So that's about it for the video. See you guys. Bye.